But I just think it's down to an option of there's just no space. Because if you've lived life solo for so long, you now have to give yourself a reason why you need someone.
How can you be so busy for a relationship? There has to be some kind of root to it, I think.
Wow.
Like, because we're not lonely human beings, right? God didn't create us to be lonely, right?
I'm hearing God's biology. I'm hearing how God set up in the beginning at play here, but in today's modern world. Why? Because God described the woman to be a helper.
Yeah.
She creates an environment.
This is The Breakfast Show on Liberty Radio.
How we doing, guys? Welcome back. This is your Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, with us presenter. Yes, over there in the Colossus cam, we have the one only Colossus. What a handsome guy. What a handsome guy. What a guy. Yeah. So I just stay in awe of those bronze chiseled cheekbones, dude. It's just amazing. And also the way you do your hair, like you do everything just so perfectly right.
There's not much to do anyway.
Dude, you always know the right things to say. But as well as Colossus, how you doing, mate? You good?
Yes.
Fantastic. We had the one only Deborah. How you doing, girl?
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you ready for Outward Inspired?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's you to my right, but also to my left this morning today, we have the man who's coming back. It's the dude. When he speaks, it feels like honeydew going down the back of your throat and soothing your brain. Oh, it's the one and only Chris Brown. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How you doing, my man?
You know what? I'm glad to be here. I made it.
Yes.
Elizabeth line, got here. Bam. Parachuted. I'm here. I'm glad.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
Moving across London in the morning isn't easy, but we're able to make it work.
you. Yeah, it's worth it. It's
Absolutely.
worth it being here.
You're awesome, dude.
You too.
All right, and that's Mr. Chris Brown from a Cup of Coffee podcast, right?
Cup of confidence.
Cup of confidence. Cup of confidence.
Life force confidence coaching.
I just got cool people around me, just surrounded by cool people. Seriously, first thing in the morning, what more could you ask for? You're
It's
awesome.
what you give out. It's what you give out.
Thank you, man. And now, lifting my spirits even higher this morning, we have the man who, well, thankfully, Jules isn't around. But
Did you say thanks?
thankfully, Jules isn't around, because otherwise she'll start like banging the walls or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. They say he's controversial, but I just say he just keeps it real. All right.
Okay.
It's the man and only. It's Mr. Kel. Good morning to you, dude.
Good morning.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. How has been your past couple of days?
They've been great.
Yeah.
They've been great.
You look chilled, dude.
Oh yeah. I had a lot of learning to do.
He's in that somber mode. Oh, that is great. We're gonna have a lot of learning to do today, guys. Yeah, and it's really important. We'll be having Sabrina Durant joining us very shortly, over on the ladies' side. And today we're looking at the 7 challenges of strong women. The 7 challenges strong women face. Okay, so now we're saying, wait, Robbie, you're a male host. Should you be speaking about that? To be honest with you, I think this is a societal issue, right? Because like when we did a program on menopause, it's a female subject. However, guess what? Females affect everybody. Men affect everybody. When we know what's happening with the opposite sex, it helps us to function. It helps us to respect, to honor, to understand. The Bible says treat people how you want to be treated, right? And and so even seeing others in higher esteem than yourself. So the more we can learn about the opposite sex, especially the ones who, because this is the culture, you have to be strong. I think what did you say? Loud and proud.
Wrong and strong.
Wrong and strong.
It's one of them Caribbean. Yeah, it's just the same way of saying if you're arrogant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be told.
Yeah,
Yes.
You
wrong and
can't.
strong.
Yeah, you can't receive correction or instruction.
Right, and humility now is looked down upon, right?
Yeah.
If you're a man, like, you're just keeping your peace, like, why you speak? And if you speak, you're toxic, right? And so having this balance, I think having a relationship with the author of love is so important to get the balance right, because nobody wants to be a walkover. Women want to succeed, men want to succeed. We got it's quite a fine line to tread, eh?
It's pretty complex, but I think really and truly we make it complex, isn't it? We're kind of like challenging each other consistently.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
hey, who's gonna win?
Yeah, I hear that. Who's gonna win? BYG. Yeah. It's in the back of my mind. So
Men or the women.
the men or the women. All right, but this is, so we're going to be talking about this subject today, but it's not to pit one against the other.
No.
All right, like we said, it's a nice wholesome discussion that we're going to have today, just to know where our strengths are. All right. So I don't know if you hear about this, but in the UK, 29.5% of households contained a single person in 2024. A big clue why strength can still feel like isolation sometimes. So usually with relationships don't go well, or you have a lot of women who are growing up, like even yourself, right, Debs, looking after children, bearing the brunt of it. You are women have been forced to be independent, right? For various different reasons, right?
Yeah, and especially if you're a single mother as well, you have to, for you to survive, really and truly, even if you don't feel like you want to do, you have to the warrior has to come out.
Right.
I found that bless you. I found that in my case, I've had to rise up and to be extra strong in certain circumstances, but I think it actually has made me resilient in some ways, but it did at one point make me think I don't need these other, like a male. I don't need a male.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But then when you go through life and certain experiences, you say to yourself, do I need to go through pressures? Do I need to go through headache and stuff like that? So when you're in mummy mode, especially when you're growing up the children from small to big, that's your main focus is the kids. You got to look after the kids, make sure that they're provided for, that they're cared for, that they have all their needs met. And then it's like afterwards I thought, really and truly, it would be nice to have that companion. So I'm not at that stage where, I'm worried, biological clock is ticking, kids are big. So that's not even one of my worries. But for me, I think my concern is that I don't want to put up with nonsense. And when you've been through certain experiences, you know what you don't want.
Or tolerate.
Yeah,
tolerate
exactly.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's funny because I grew up in that environment. So your perspective when you grow up as well is, I think it's a bit more balanced instead. When you got your mother only being mother, father, doing everything, surviving. You got to take your health. You got to take your health.
Yeah.
So there's various reasons why women have to be strong.
Yeah.
Various reasons. You have single women who adopt this attitude of I need to be strong. Imagine, I don't know, Cal, you're in the dating pool, you're a young man of faith and guts and determination, serving the Lord. But I believe you see this where young women saying, I have to be strong, right? They probably haven't had to struggle as much as people in the past maybe, but they want to put on this very strong, very dominant, very independent persona. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've also even spoken to a few people who are in that mindset, and the one thing they all say consistently is, I just have to be strong to defend myself from what happened in the past. That's the one thing I've always seen that's consistently happening.
Wow.
And to answer the question that you made.
So I'm going to just throw it back out there again. Nice one, nice segue. All right, so just before the timeout, guys, we ask everybody this question, all right? We ask, when a strong woman is lonely in love, what's the biggest hidden cause? We gave some suggestions. We have A, men are intimidated by success. B, she's too busy for relationships. C, so maybe she's so when we say lonely, like she can't find somebody. That's what, just because we even during the timeout they wanted to have clarification here on the table. So she's lonely in love, right? So men are intimidated by success. B, she's too busy for relationships. C, fear and walls, and equal, she blocks serious love, which is I think what you was going through, Debs, where it's like, I deal with the footage so the walls are up, right? D, her standards are unrealistic. The guy needs to be 6 figures. Right? E, social media has ruined dating. All right, and you had your response to that. Go ahead.
I don't think it's actually any of them per se. I mean, there is hidden truth,
nuances,
in all of the actions.
Sorry.
But I just think it's down to an option of there's just no space for Because if you've lived life solo for so long, you now have to give yourself a reason why you need someone there, and you can't just say, "Oh, I just want to feel in love." But there needs to be I'd say, a functioning reason as to why you'd need someone in your life. And I think because there's no space for a man to be there, and it goes vice versa as well, also for men making space for a woman, you won't see it. You won't see a need for having someone there until you see that space. And if you don't see that space, that's when you end up lonely.
Okay. So when you see that space, would that be directly linked to a financial need or maybe an emotional need?
I wouldn't just say it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. So for example, one of the things I've noticed a lot is women, they like to feel protected, if that makes sense. They like a leader, someone who makes the decisions. If they've lived life solo for so long, they will naturally have to take that role on.
That's right.
But because they are, you could say, stuck in that role, now it's like, okay, I've already made decisions for so many years in my life. Why do I need someone else to make that one decision? And that can be emotional, financial, just anything.
It's easy to happen.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Yeah, because if you've been doing everything yourself and you're self-reliant and you know anything needs fixing, you know, like normally, like the wife would say, oh hubby, can you do this for me? And then for an independent person or someone that's got nobody, they have to maybe call somebody or they have to figure it out themselves and so forth. So like what you're saying, women might think, well, why do I necessarily need someone to be when I can do everything myself? But in the Bible it says it's not good for man to be alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think God was speaking about all of us, right? He's all of us. We are highly dependent on each other. I remember, like, I think a couple of Tuesdays ago, we had Mr. Effie in here and was talking about business and developing, establishing with God in 2026. And, you know, one thing he says, and I think we've spoken it here a few times, that God made it so we're highly dependent on each other.
Yeah.
You know, that the boss babe, she knows that if she wants to close that deal, she needs the other parties, she needs the team, but for some reason it's like it translates different when it comes to love life. You know, there's a dependency on someone when we need to do business or anything like that, but there's a pride, like I don't need to depend on anyone as soon as it comes to love life, but that's the way God designed it to be.
Because what Kelly was saying, because let's say this independent lady been by herself for a long time, then gets married, then according to what should be done is that the man should be the head of the household, so then she's going to have to be submissive, and then that's, I think,
submissive and respect. I think it's like, you know, because the Bible, using the terminology,
respect,
would say,
to respect your husband.
And okay, submit means like, okay, I'll back down to your suggestion and what you're saying. Okay, I understand that. But also, I think respect's gone out the window as well. But continue,
so it's hard to go back to, or to get to that stage where you think, okay, have to rely on my husband to make most of the decisions. That would be I can see that there'll be a tug of war.
Conflict of interest there.
Because you'll be so on auto, the woman will be on auto like that, you know what, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And then a husband might say, oh, but you didn't consult me. And then the wife might say, oh, well, I did it anyway because I can do it. So it's and then that's where the conflict will take place.
It's kind of readjusting to everything at the end of the day. You know, there's certain fish, tropical fish, right? I know it's not taking us the thing, but
I'm intrigued.
What happened is, so it starts off either as a male or a female. And if it can't find a partner,
I know which one.
The clownfish, isn't it? The clownfish, and it develops into a male or a female because it's something missing. So think about this now. If it gets the right partner, could it really reduce back to what it was before? Just a comparison with human beings. So when you're saying that, it was just kind of just flicked across my head at the same time, because it's a whole thing of readjusting. Why would you want to readjust? Because it's the way it's supposed to be.
It is, it's the way it's supposed to be.
That's what it is. You know?
I think that's why the author of love is important, right? We need a starting point.
Yeah.
Like this is the framework of how things are meant to be.
Yes.
Right. Genesis, everything we see. This is where this land is. This is where the sea is meant to be. This is what's meant to be in the sea. This is what. So like, but then human beings, because we've been given so much free will, we start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Right, and
Complexes.
we got some comments there concerning the morning coffee question today. We got it's actually it's heating up here on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. We got the Caribbean Christian, and we asked, when a strong woman is lonely in her love life, what's the biggest hidden cause? Go for it, mate.
I did answer this on Telegram,
Oh, right.
but I did say fear and wars.
Okay.
That's the option I said.
Fear and walls. Okay, that's interesting. So because of what happened before, or because like some guys are moving mad.
It just said that I've got time.
We've got one from Samuel from Sierra Leone. Let's see what the brother says.
Hello, Breakfast Show.
I like the way the men are
for the
taking
morning
in.
coffee question, for me, I'll honestly go with the option C. When I think about it,
Fear and walls
a
again.
lot of the times when you see a strong woman feeling lonely in love, it's not like because they don't want a relationship or because nobody is interested in them. Most of the time, it's like fear mixed with emotional wall. Opening up to someone or making a clear choice or to be vulnerable can feel very risky, especially if that person have never done it before or scared of making a mistake.
Okay.
So instead of leaning into love, they protect themselves by pulling back. It's a self-protection. I can call it that way. But
Self-preservation.
the truth is, even though it comes from a good place, it can still
Stumbling
block genuine connection and leave both people confused. So I choose C for me.
All right, that's interesting. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Because I was looking for C, but
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. Where could
So C is when a strong woman is only in love, what's the biggest hidden cause? And C was fear and walls once
Yeah,
again.
under fear and
So we've had from two men, fear and walls. So she blocks serious relationships.
Right.
Do you think that could happen when it's like when a woman reaches a certain age, or because I don't know, fear and walls? You're talking about young ladies, because you said something very similar. What you said basically is, you know, they've taken this attitude because of something that's happening. They're protecting themselves.
Yeah.
But this is like, but we're talking about like women in their 20s, right?
And older.
Which one?
And so
And
it's
older.
not- so it's not
Because I
just
can
20s,
understand
it's also-
older because you've lived
also
life
older.
and you've seen some clowns, right? Because you've had enough time to get round them. Because the clowns, they move around the earth.
you can
they go
see it
to
and you
fro
spot
the
them
earth.
like,
Yeah,
that's
that-
not,
But then you got younger generation, and they adopt this as well, such a young age.
I think because it all kind of trickles down. So from like a bird's eye point of view, it's like for every single parent that's out there, that's a child that grows up with just one parent.
Got it.
So now that child has to grow up seeing, okay, I only got one parent. Here's how I'm gonna live life. And you see that more often, or you see that a lot more today. So you've got people in their 20s, or maybe sometimes even younger. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just something I've noticed, is that all of a sudden it's, okay, I want to start a business. Great, that's fine. What's your motivation for starting a business? I just don't want my family to suffer. I just don't want to be dependent on anyone.
Yeah.
I just want to have my own money there. So
Don't want to be in
that's fine.
poverty, yeah.
But that's your I would say your source of inspiration. That's your drive.
That's your why factor. That's interesting, right? It's easy to fall into that trap, right? Because I know, Chris, you're a very motivational, inspirational speaker, and we this comes up a lot, right? As a person's why.
It does come up a lot, and the thing about it, sometimes we don't know why, and we're driven, but the environment you grow up in, as I always go back to Blueprint, the environment you grow up in has a lot of clues in why you're driven, and then sometimes you're driven in the wrong direction as well. And you find out partway through, no. So talking about the main subject of, like, say, single parent bringing up as well, I totally agree with that. That is a big drive.
Yeah.
Don't want to fall back.
But it can actually have toxic implications if you carry that into love life.
Of course it can. Of course it can.
Do you see how important love life is, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be financially well.
Yes.
But the thing is, when you translate certain things from a financial environment into your relationship life, then we start having all these problems.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We got some comments in the live chat.
Yes, we do. Just Irene is saying good morning,
Good
BSF.
morning, Just Irene. You're awesome. So Just Irene is in Sierra Leone.
Oh.
Yeah. I was talking with Samba yesterday. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Oh, wonderful. And we have Jane Makutu
Hey,
as well,
Jane.
saying good morning, BSF fam.
Morning,
Have a
Jane.
blessed day, everyone, with smiles.
Yes.
And we have lovely Sarah from Luton.
Oh, yes. Guess what, guys? It's Sarah's birthday.
Is it?
It's Sarah's birthday.
Oh.
Did you manage to get the graphic? I had. Did you get the graphic? I don't know if you had enjoyed with the graphic. I made a graphic and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good. Like when people are on Telegram, I think it's good because I was preparing the program. When I went on Telegram told me that it was Jane's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me just throw that over. Here we go. It was Jane's birthday. So boof. So just want to wish you a very big happy birthday, Jane. Yeah, she's been a Breakfast Show faithful
Yes, she
for a
has.
while. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been Breakfast Show legend status, man.
it's good.
So she's been with us all this time.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a lovely
picture,
picture.
innit?
Oh, wonderful.
Give him a chance to throw it on the screen because they can't see it yet. Give him a chance. Yeah. All right. So so just want to say a happy birthday, Sarah. You're great. You're definitely a woman who's definitely a go-getter.
Yes. Lovely young lady, yes.
Absolutely. And it's been great sharing this Breakfast Show journey with you all this time, you awesome sauces lady. All right. So I'm going to come back to that in a second. So she says, morning Breakfast Show.
Yes, she does.
And so, all right. So also what we got, before I go into it, I want to just get some of these MCQs out of the way. We've got Selena Green with us. Oh, that's it. There we go. That's it. There we go. So that's Sarah in Luton. By the way, yep, she's, seeking first kingdom of God and his righteousness. She's there serving the Lord. Amen. If you're a man and you want to inquire, just message me on the WhatsApp line. She's a lovely lady. She's a lovely lady.
I like birthday present.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady, man. She's a lovely lady. Good soldier. All right, so we got a message here.
I like the way just threw it in. I love it.
we got a message here from Chelsea. Let's see what Chelsea's saying. Hey, Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea, you have to send it to us again, please. All right, we'll definitely have to hear from you. Yeah, it's a little bit choppy. But let's have a look over there. We got a lady. We got Selena Green, Wonder Woman on the house. Good morning, Selena.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, morning. How you doing, girl?
Blessed.
Fantastic. You see, you're a real morning person. How many times we caught you like this in the morning in Barbados?
I'm not a morning person this morning.
Well, I mean, you've been flying around the place. You've just been on mission mode, been very, very busy. True independent, ambitious, go-getting woman, for sure, as long as I've known you. But how are you feeling today?
Still a bit jet lagged, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sacrificing to be with us this morning. Yeah.
No problem.
And also, while you're there, we have the one only Sabrina Mason joining us as well. All right. And and also just check the phone lines as well very quickly. I think because I really would wanted to get like an all-star female cast here today. Today is not about gender wars. Just to get that one clear, we're talking about perspective here today. All right, it's about perspective. Men don't perform. Women don't bury the truth in politeness. So we're going to do our best to unpack this. All right. And before the timeout, we had a question that we brought to everybody, and we asked: when a strong woman is lonely in the love life, what's the biggest hidden cause? Okay, a strong woman. All right. So we have different personality types, right? But a woman who's independent, she's just doing her thing, but for some reason, love life just doesn't seem to be working. It can even be a case where she meets someone good, but love life just doesn't seem to be that person's portion. All right, we're looking at that today. We did throw some suggestions. A, men are intimidated by a woman's success. B, she's too busy for a relationship. C, fear and walls, so she blocks serious love, like many of the men kind of agreed on that. D, her standards are unrealistic. The guy is 6 feet, guys, and he needs to be 6'7". How many human beings are like that on the planet, let alone in your town or country? Then we've got E, social media has ruined dating. Right? So, Wonder Woman, before I go to Sabrina, your thoughts on this MCQ? Yeah, any idea? We're trying to unravel this before we go into Bishop's part.
Well, when I was looking at the list, I was thinking if I was to choose an option, I would probably go for C.
Again.
Now you have to think to yourself, what is the strength a woman is trying to show? Because I'm reading from some notes here, actually.
Yeah, go for it, girl.
There's a particular group of women, especially in my age group, who have become complacent with being alone. And that's because of a lot of disappointments, a lot of heartbreaks. So, for example, there was a woman that I spoke to who's much older than me. And I was talking to her about her love life, and she's single. And she says, Selena, I actually like being single. Now, when I dug deeper, it was because of disappointments. But she was trying to show a strength that she's okay. But the real reason was because of disappointments. And she actually said, I like being alone because I don't want to share my life with anyone.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
She's actually used to her own company. She's used to her own life. And she doesn't want to share it.
Does she have children?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess for her...
Older children.
Yeah, like that means she got that one out of the way. Right? It's like okay, you know what I mean? Like companionship. You know what I mean? Like got the kids out of the way, they're gonna come back, say hi to me, and they're gonna forget me. I think so.
So I was thinking about strength, and a lot of women have learned to just get used to their situation. Especially when in the environment that they're in, they may be surrounded by a lot of other single women, so they're also complacent. They're also used to being alone.
They all speak the same language,
which can influence that. Influence her decisions. But what I've realized with the therapy of love is that it challenges your thoughts, and it undoes everything that you learned in the world. So now, for example, myself, I'm single, have faced disappointments in life, but I'm not going to get used to that. I believe in the word of God. I believe that if man shouldn't be alone, then I have to prepare myself to be the right person.
Yes. Beautiful. I love that.
Where there's other women who just become complacent with being alone.
Okay, and what about the clowns that show up? You're a woman of faith, serious about your life. Then you got this clown that shows up. How do we deal with that?
The clowns.
The guys who are clowns, right?
I don't let them come a foot near me.
So you spot them from a mile away.
Yeah, they're easy to spot now.
That is very interesting. Thank you for that, Selena. That was some very good insights, Chris?
It is very good insight. You know something, Selena just said, you said it's easy to spot them, and the word was operative at the end was now. So the thing was saying now. Now, the thing about it, as we're talking about, and you mentioned earlier on, it goes in different age groups, different stages, different experiences. So it's not one fits all. In that sense. So
that's true.
Much so.
But here's the thing, right? For example, Selena gave an example of the lady who's mature in age. She's able to have children, right?
Yeah.
But then she passes that down to a young lady, like Kel was saying.
Transference.
Right? So that, because this woman, like, she's successful, everything like that. She's had children. So she's gonna have a family people gonna come and visit her at Christmas, right? Someone's gonna come and see her, right? But she passes that down to a daughter. She passes that energy, the people that she's fed up with, like, that has come up a lot this morning, to a young lady, and a young lady adopts that. And she hasn't built her life yet. I think that's when we have a real challenge for the individual.
That's a real danger. That's a real danger, because they'll see life through their mother's experiences, but not actually have their own experiences and judge everything ahead of its time instead. So not actually experiencing.
Yeah. Strong things. We have, I'm coming to you, Sabrina, Miss Mason. I like the way you sit. You make me sit up straight. You and Deborah sitting together makes me change my posture. We have Ashipala saying, she said C, she said fear and walls again. She blocks serious love. Then we have Lady Jazz. This is what Lady Jazz says. Hey, fire, lady. She used to be an independent woman, this one.
Good morning, Breakfast family. How are you all doing? So the answer to the morning coffee question, I would say C and D. Reason why I would say C is because fear is the most common thing that a woman could have. It could be down to past relationships. It could be down to the fact that they may have not been in a relationship, but they want to get it right, so they become extremely fussy. Or maybe they've witnessed family members or other people go through bad relationships and they don't want to go through it. So they create this trust issue because of the influence of family or the influence of friends, or it could even be bad experience that they have. So I think that's the most common one. And why I chose D is because you got some women, they have an ideal partner, but they want him to be the exact ideal. And if he has something that is out of place, they tend to reject the guy. They become really picky. And I find that the older you get, the more pickiness creeps up upon you. So that's why I think C.
The older you get, more picky.
All right, then. All right, take care. Bye.
Do you think the older you get, the more picky you are?
I think more
He's looking at me.
You're more selective.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. So, Selena, you're laughing there? Oh,
Yeah, I agree with. Was it Sabrina that said more selective?
yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so, but do you think they're, okay, using the word selective, picky. All right, that's interesting. Okay, maybe wisdom is a great teacher, I guess, right? So, Sabrina.
Yes.
Just for you to put a lock in on this question, all right, before we go into it with Bishop Renato. So, why do you think strong women can be lonely in love?
So I was thinking about this one and I was excited actually. You know, like how we've been speaking about roots, right?
Yeah.
There's always a root to something. So when I was looking at the answers, I think the only one that really stood out to me was C, fear and walls.
Wow.
She blocks serious love, because I think that's like the root, isn't it? It's like it's a root. So
yeah.
It's a foundation. It's a foundation, right? So and then I was thinking about myself as well. So I was thinking like, you know, why was I like that as well? Because there was a point in my life where I was just like, okay, you know.
And you still remain, but you've been always an ambitious lady, right?
Yeah.
Getting things done.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for me it was C, because I had been disappointed at, especially obviously in the past and so forth, like outside of church, inside of church. And so obviously it's that fear as well, like to maybe like, what's the word? To get it wrong or to be hurt
what
or
Lady
disappointed
Jazz was
again.
saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I think C is the one that stands out.
Okay, C, walls. That is the overwhelming, overarching reason because of past experiences. So, all right. And I like what Kel said. I've got money. I've done it by myself. So why risk my happiness? Exactly. We have another one. This is from Chelsea. Let's see how she did now. Let's hear it. By the way, Chelsea seems quite young, so I'm curious to see what she's going to say.
I also pick fears and walls, because if you've been hurt before in a relationship, then it can affect your mind and can put fears into your head like, oh, if I've been hurt by this person, then all men are the same, or like all women are the same, even though we're not all the same and not all men are the same. But it can put that thought in your head and make it a fear, and then you build up a wall around that fear.
Oh my gosh.
And then you mask it with all the other stuff, isn't it?
You mask it with all the other stuff.
You get busy with
it seems
relationships.
Like, it's like the same. Even Elliot says my answer would for the MCQ is C.
Hey.
Actually, Camille said B.
Okay,
so
being busy.
Too busy for relationships. And we just got a hello from Jordan. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, Jordan's saying hi, breakfast for show. Yeah, like what you
Morning,
said.
Jordan.
There's a history. There's there's a background story.
Because we weren't, because we,
or stories.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we weren't built to be alone, right? So
Yes, that's
naturally, we want companionship anyway, or want a relationship.
Yeah.
So how can you be so busy for a relationship? There has to be some kind of root to it, I think.
Wow.
Like, because we're not lonely human beings, right? God didn't create us to be like
us to be
lonely,
solitude,
right?
yeah.
So it's already in us to, whether that's with friendships or whatever,
Yeah,
but
to
we weren't meant to
socialise.
be lonely. So why would you be so busy for a relationship?
I heard
Doesn't
someone
make sense.
say, a young lady said, I don't plan to get married. I'm just going to chill with my friends.
Until they grow up and they get
Until
married.
they grow up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where did that come from? Because it was from a young person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just looking in our Telegram, it looks like 2% said social media was ruined dating. 13% said men are intimidated by success. 18% said she's too busy for relationships. 29% said her standards are unrealistic. But guess what? 39% said the fear and walls, she blocks serious love.
That's the winner.
That's the root.
That's just it. That's just it.
If we're going to
It's
go into
unanimous.
therapy today, guys, women, check the root. See what's happening. See what's happening. Oh, my gosh.
Even Diana from Boring says C as well.
See.
Fear and walls. Yeah.
Fear and walls. So look, and this is why the author of love is so important, right? There's so many conversations online, so many backwards and forwards between men and women, and men are literally attacking women. Women have this persona, right, going on that men are reacting to. Some young ladies just lost their mind. You could tell, like, the things they're saying on social media. But we need the author of love to kind of bring us back to the center,
Yeah.
And that's why it's important what we're going to be showing right now. We're going to be going through it with Bishop Renato right now. It's a special meeting. They dubbed his voice of AI. All right, so you have to be strong. All right, yeah, you're going to have to just, yeah. So let's have a look at this, okay, as we prepare yourself for Selena Green for this one. When we're going to chime in, just once again, a huge happy birthday from the Breakfast Show family to Sarah over there in Luton. You got a lot of birthday wishes in our Breakfast Show chat. Awesome. And all the other birthdays in the month of February. Let's go into part one of Bishop's segment. Notepad ready, questions ready to fire. Let's do this.
We're going to talk here about these 7 challenges. There are more, but we'll focus on the main ones. When we talk about strong women, naturally, we're not talking about a woman who goes to the gym and is all muscled up. We're not talking about a woman who's masculine or a woman who's bossy, not necessarily. We're talking about a woman who, because of the life she's led, usually that's how it goes, because of her upbringing, because of what life forced her to be and to learn, became an independent woman, a woman who couldn't rely on anyone else in life, only on herself. So, she had to go after things on her own. She had to fight on her own, take care of herself, and maybe even look after other people as well. And because of that, she developed a strength and independence that, in life, has served her and continues to serve her very well. But when it comes to relationships, interestingly enough, this strength has, for many women, translated into loneliness. Strong at work, strong in her career, and in life when it comes to sorting things out. But alone or frustrated in love, even when there's a man by her side. And today we're going to talk to both men and women who are going through this. That's because this is very much a modern day challenge. I'll quickly run through a few of these 7 challenges. The first challenge for these women: finding a man who is their equal or stronger. Usually, when they look at a man, they usually regard him as inferior. To create or make room for a man in her life. They don't see where a man would fit in, because often they are both the man and the woman in their own lives. They see no need. Trusting that a man won't let her down, won't leave her in the lurch. In other words, I can't trust a man. I can't rely on a man. It's better that way. It's better if I don't get involved with any of them. Expecting the husband to take the initiative is a challenge for many of these women, so they take the lead. They usually take the lead over their husbands. To admire a man, especially those who approach her. So you, strong woman, who is single, the man who approaches you as never good enough, never measures up. There's always something missing because of your strength. And you look for a man as strong as you or even stronger, but you just can't admire that man. To be fulfilled in love, as we've already mentioned, and this might be the one that hurts the most. Recognizing when she's wrong. Now, why is that? Well, it's because for a strong woman, the main challenge is that she's usually right. Usually, she's right. Not always, but most of the time she is. So she gets used to being right, and that makes it harder for her to see when she's wrong. And this is harmful both for the strong woman and for the man. Anyone who is wrong or is making mistakes usually doesn't realize it. Whilst believing they're doing the right thing, it's tough. I was in that place for 12 years. I believed I was right in our first 12 years of marriage. I believed I was right and that Christiani was the one who was wrong. So you're sincerely mistaken. It's a huge waste of time in your life, and many strong women, unfortunately, have lost this ability to see when they are sincerely wrong. So, let's address this topic here. I'd like to say to you, woman, that you haven't come here today to be torn down or criticized because you're strong, nor for you, man, to get your revenge. Finally, someone is going to tell her what she needs to hear. We're not here, you know, to give space to that little battle of the sexes, which, by the way, is a huge problem in relationships today, this battle of the sexes. Men against women and vice versa, each one pointing out the other's flaws. And I'll tell you one thing, if we start playing this game of pointing out faults, there's ammunition for both sides.
Very strong. Very, 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 very strong. So Bishop's going in there, guys, and seven challenges that women have. And the first one of the ones we have here, I've even made a graphic of it. 7 challenges strong women face in love. 1, independence can turn into loneliness. Reliance makes relationships feel like an extra, but leaves them feeling unsupported and lonely. Struggles with partner selection. So there's a lot happening with women. There's a lot going on there. But were any of the numbers stood out for you, Debs, like in what Bishop shared?
Yeah, it's just what he was saying about a strong woman. Mm-hmm. And it's true what he was saying in the beginning, that what you find is that a woman that is independent, they always have to keep doing things for other people. Is either the children or their mother or a neighbor or someone that needs help, but they can't get the help that they need, but they've had to rely on themselves. So really and truly they're thinking, okay, so if I do have somebody else now, they're going to interfere with everything that I need to do, and I can't really rely on that person because I have to do it all myself, which is really sad because we were created to have someone by our side. You see what I mean? Yeah. So I think, because I mean, with a lot of women, I mean, I've had like cases of myself where, I've had to go and, I have to go and sort this out. And sometimes it can become quite rough and quite hard. But then it's not that I've said, oh, I don't want anyone. But you know what? Sometimes you just get so consumed in what you're doing for others that sometimes you don't even think about yourself.
I'm hearing here. I'm hearing, guys, God's biology. I'm hearing God's biology. I'm hearing how God set up in the beginning at play here, but in today's modern world. Why? Because God described the woman to be a helper.
Yeah.
She creates an environment, right? And she's doing it in all these different places, but there is no order. There is no structure. You know, like God gave Adam and Eve a structure. He gave them, he gave Adam a work to do, right? And then he brought him a helper, you know what I mean, to help. And so it seems like the modern woman is helping in so many different things. She's been an entrepreneur, serving and helping people in that with all of her might. But it sounds like because of her or something that's happened, there's no sense of structural priorities. You know, it's like you can even have a woman, I think you touched on it once before, and Sabrina, you touched on it, no, I can't remember who else said it, but like the woman who puts, as soon as they have a child, they put all their energy in the child and they forget the man. And then we have things start to explode. Why? Because we've lost that sense of structure that comes from God, right? Imagine the lady who wants to be this entrepreneur. She's like, I'm going to be a helper to my husband, but culture has told you, why would you submit to him? Culture's the thing that God like makes the puzzle pieces fit. Culture has told you that's not what you're supposed to do. Do it everywhere else but here. Isn't it? Those are my thoughts.
No, it's very much so. It's like saying really that there's a DNA that's run through. God has put something in place that way, so that energy has to go somewhere. But the thing about it, we live in a society that dictates a lot of, I'll say, weird things, man, to be honest. You know what I mean? Society says do it this way, do it that way, do it that way, because it's not done God's way. You know? Now think about it. And I actually kind of support in a way that at the end of the day, that woman's been fighting for quite a while. So she's got to a certain peak. Now, there was a bit in the beginning where it said about looking for a stronger man or somebody who it didn't say anything about meeting and complimenting. It said looking for a strong man. So, yeah, you do want someone strong to take care of the situation because you don't want to keep that situation going through and then still go for it even more. Right? You need somebody to actually be on par with you instead in that sort of way. Somebody with leadership. But at the same time, fear kicks in. Fear makes us preempt things before they've actually happened. So we predict, well, this guy's going to be like this, that guy's going to be like that. Well, let's put it the other way around. This woman's going to be like this woman's going to be like that, you know, at the end of the day. So we preempt the fear and do not give the opportunities instead.
Wow. We're gonna go ahead. Because we just had a comment here from Sarah. She said, a woman like that brings this way of thinking even in her relationships with God. She's just stuck in a way. Yes, go Sabrina.
No, I was just thinking.
After that, Selena will come to you. Yeah.
I was just thinking about it actually, and I think it all boils down to the family, right? The family unit, especially we're talking about the strong woman, right? So I think somewhere in the family, either the man was not involved, the father figure wasn't involved, or he wasn't a good representative of a father figure. So there wasn't an example to look up to, right? So then when they've seen maybe the father let the mum down or let them down or whatever, or he wasn't a good example, then it's already been fed into them already, like that, you know, men are not capable or whatever. So then they go about living their life, you know, trying to,
that's their belief system,
put the puzzle pieces together. And I'm just thinking because I'm speaking from experience, like
hit your mic a second.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Yeah, so I'm just thinking about my...
So move more to this side because you're merging into the wall. I got you.
Thank you. Can you hear me now properly? Yeah? Okay, so I'm just thinking about my own experience as well. Like, I didn't have it, my father wasn't in the picture. And then the father figure that I did have, he wasn't a very good example of a father. So then I grew up like, you know, ain't no guy gonna treat me like that. And I had this perception in my mind that, you know, guys are, you know, pretty much, you know, useless or whatever. They're not good. Wow. You know, to a certain extent, and that's why I end up doing everything myself. I was very independent. Like, I remember I was pregnant with my son, and I asked the father of my son to help me put up a wardrobe. It was like a double wardrobe, and he was like, he was joking around, but he must have been like, oh no, I've got things to do. By the time he came back, I built it by myself, pregnant, but I did it, and I did everything myself. I was just like, you know what, let me just crack on with it because so then you just create this mindset like, you know, I have to take control of everything. So
that's interesting. I keep remember this verse where the Bible says, glory in this, that you will know me, and this, that, and the other. And it seems like you had to do what you needed to do, but then there was a sense of glory in that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which would have affected other decisions and other how you react with the man who was the father of your child as well.
Yeah.
You know, we're built for survival. No matter what situation, it's survival. So like you said, no wardrobe, I'll do it. I can survive, that sort of thing. But it takes over that position instead, that thinking that we're supposed to have, you know, which there's where it goes wrong. You know?
Yeah. Celine, Miss Wonder Woman, yeah, you chiming in?
That was very interesting what the what Bishop Renato was saying, and there are so many challenges with women now. But what I realized was that I had to look at myself, and one of the challenges I had was my own set profile, and I had to change my mindset and surrender that profile to God. It was a fixed way I wanted a man to be, and I had to surrender that to God.
So was it when you said
sacrifice?
Sorry to interrupt. You know, when you said a fixed way that you wanted him to be, was it more physical components or character or status? Just out of curiosity.
Physical, status, character, everything in one.
Okay.
But I had to surrender that to God. I also had to be ready to sacrifice. Am I willing to sacrifice my freedom? Am I willing to sacrifice my ways? And one thing that really inspired me in Proverbs 31
here we go
was when it says she does him good all the days of his life. So it's servitude in marriage, so you have to be willing to serve.
You know, there are people who would hear
That's
that and they will get vexed at you. And they'll actually throw stones at their mobile phone screen because of what you just said.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
You see that laugh there? That's the laugh that comes from the Holy Spirit.
But that's what gave me peace. You know, because women in the world are not taught that.
It's true.
And obviously, I grew up in the world. I grew up with a mother who grew up in the world. So I grew up with a single mother who had no choice. A lot of clowns came her way, ruined her life, and I saw that. But when I came to God, I had to change my mind.
True that. Hence why the importance of the author of love and the love seminar. Kel, you chiming in there? He's marinating in the sauce. I love this young man. Awesome sauces. All right, guys. So look, it's coming together now. 7 challenges of strong women. Let's go into number 2. Take it away.
There's ammunition for men to attack women and for them to attack men as well. And if we do that, no one will be left standing. So that doesn't work. The point here, the objective here, isn't to attack or to find someone to blame. The aim is to teach you, woman, that you don't have to stop being strong to be happy in love. Because men, no matter how strong they are, women, you need to understand one thing about men. All of us men. We will never step onto the pitch, never put the team out there. If we know the result is already fixed and we're going to lose by a landslide, we won't put the team on the pitch. A man won't get involved in something if he knows he's going to lose. So, when a man sees a woman, the type of empowered woman that says, she doesn't need a man, because men these days, because men this and that, bad-mouthing men, he looks at her like this and says, troublemaker. That one's trouble. So a serious man, a strong man, a man who wants to be a husband, runs a mile. Who does she manage to attract? Exactly the type of man she badmouthed in public. The man who looks at her and says, well, this one isn't marriage material, but she's good for a bit of fun. So he goes, approaches her, messes about with her, because in a moment of loneliness, she might say she doesn't need anyone, but when loneliness hits, she'll go out with the first one who shows up. So she goes, gets frustrated, reinforces those beliefs and goes back to social media saying, men are no good, they're all the same. But why? Because she pushed them out. She built a wall against serious men. Because of fear, because of frustration, she basically told men, no serious man should come near me. So only the players came near. And it's a vicious cycle, unfortunately, with no end. And that's why you sometimes see women out there marrying themselves. So, I'm going to throw a wedding party. Who's the groom? Myself.
And a serious man, he's looking for respect, isn't he? So, when a woman speaks like that, he knows she'll never respect him because she talks about men. She treats men in a very negative way. So, a serious man, a man who wants something serious, commitment, wants to get married, wants to start a family, he wants to marry a woman who will let him be that man. A provider as well, a man who will take initiative too, who will be able to have his own opinions as well. And not be that man who has to be diminished, where it's her opinion. She's the one who knows, everything revolves around her, and he just stays quiet. He won't, he doesn't want that. So, a serious man looks for a woman who will respect him. So, the woman needs to get rid of this fear, because this fear stops her from respecting him. She spends all her time, always suspicious, looking at things with bad eyes. A woman's respect for a man doesn't take anything away from her. On the contrary, she actually has more strength because of her respect, because women these days aren't respectful to men. So, you become a woman who stands out from all the others because you show respect.
Can you believe it? Nowadays, you stand out as a woman because you have respect. Shouldn't human beings respect each other in general? Shouldn't you, the Bible says, hold each other, the person next to you, in high regard, better than yourself, right? Respect, and the onus is focusing on women to not give the respect. But guess what? The Bible says the woman needs to respect her husband. You see, it's like we are really living in an upside down world. But here's a question. What does respect look like in 2026 without becoming a yes sir person for a woman? What does that look like, ladies?
What, so respect towards a man?
Yeah. In 2026, what does that look like? Or what would it look like without? Because I believe the fear is that if they respect him, the man's going to treat them badly. But then you got a guy who is the right guy, who's a reasonable guy, and he's like, look, if I'm going to commit my life to you, you at least got to respect me, because the biggest need of men is respect, right? But then culture says don't show respect. And then like even when we say word like Selena, she said serve. Like I can imagine all the bats opening up their wings right now and like, you know.
Yeah.
So what is the issue? What does respect really look like for a woman towards a man?
Maybe respecting his opinions, if he comes to you and says something, that you take it on board, and so if whatever he says you respect. What else?
I'm trying to think. Well, are you talking about like in a relationship or
in a relationship?
In the relationship. So, for me, like respect. I mean, I would say that I would try my best to respect a person, no matter what. So in the way that I greet them, for example, if they've asked me a question, or for example, if there's an issue that they had at work or something like that, instead of just saying, don't worry about it, just ask some questions about how did that make you feel? Why did this bother you so much?
Taking interest in what they're saying.
Instead of just saying, oh, come on, just man up, man.
That's the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can get a lot of, even men say to women, they'll even say, yeah, oh, just man up. It's nothing, don't worry about it. Or they just dismiss it. And I think when you're ready to dismiss something and not talk about it, that's very disrespectful.
I think that's huge.
Yeah, so it's about considering where they're coming from and asking them the question just why, not in an intimidating way, but just to say, okay, this is what happened, so how did you feel about that, and what happened, trying to get into the understanding, without shouting and without
Selena, if you're chiming in, just wave your hand, we can see you. Yeah, all right, if you're chiming in, all right, go ahead.
What Deborah was saying, actually, in terms of respecting a man with your words, because you have to be able to trust his decisions. But we women also have this gift of identifying when a man's going to make a mistake. So you don't want to undermine what he's about to do, but you could say, honey, can we talk about this? Are you sure? So it's the way that you speak to him as well, instead of running off to your friends and saying, he's about to do something crazy, or, you disrespect him in that way. You've got to trust.
Is that easy to happen?
Yeah, I think women, they do like to talk.
Yes.
We do like to talk. So, yeah, it's something that we shouldn't do too much of that, because it's damaging, isn't it, Selena? It's damaging.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. You run off and you say, he's about to do something crazy. What do you think?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Talk to them about
it's a common thing, and as I said, it's very destructive, because then your friends, they're probably carrying it around and saying, oh yeah, she said, and it's not nice. It's not nice.
That's interesting. That's really, really interesting. Go say.
I was going to say, I think for us, I'm not going to say for us, but for the strong woman, right? Yeah. That's who we're talking about.
Well, come on this side, please. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Okay. So for the strong woman, right?
There we go. Live show, guys. We're good. Go for it. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. For the strong woman, right? So I think it's about earning that respect, because obviously we've been disappointed. Well, strong women have been disappointed, right, in the past and so forth, whatever. So they don't respect. Obviously, to an extent, they don't respect a man's leadership or words or whatever. So I think it's about earning that respect. So that person has to earn the respect. So obviously, if you make a decision, then you need to make the right decision, because if you make the wrong decision, then I'm not going to really trust you or really take on board what you're saying. I think it depends on the man as well. Like, obviously, if he's not doing things to earn that respect, then of course the woman's not going to respect him. I mean, basically that's it.
See, the moment you start quantifying respect,
I know
that's tough, isn't it? Right? And then I think that's why we need the offer of love, because it's like respect. All of these things are owed to you from me. I owe it to you. It's not like I'm waiting to see what you're going to do to see if you qualify for it. I owe it to you because I live under the instruction of the offer of love. I'm indebted to you.
It's hard, isn't it, when you're a human being? It's easy to be like, if that person treats you bad, then you're not gonna respect them. So that's why it's also important for the person, the man or whatever, to be that man of God, because obviously if he's not a good representation of a man of God, then it's going to be hard for that woman to.
That's tough.
But obviously as women of God, obviously we should override that, right?
And
be like,
but that's the battle, isn't it? This is why we need Jesus, we need the Lord, we need the Spirit of God.
It reminds me of something, one of the past love therapies from way back. Do you remember when Pastor James? When he did the love therapy years ago, and he said something that I'd never forgotten, and it's just, it's obvious, but when you think about it, you're like, he said, when disrespect comes through the door, love goes out the window. And I'm like, that's true. Because for me, disrespect, you come and disrespect my children, my mother, my family, you're causing disturbances. That can't work.
And for a man, it's my authority. Disrespect my authority. Disrespect my decision, my leadership. That's godly DNA in the guy's psychology working there. If he's not like that, he's malfunctioning. You
can't be devalued.
Do you know what I mean? And from what I understand, if the man is of God, he's like, I want to exhort you. I'm marrying you and I want to exhort you. I can see where you need to become stronger. So I'm going to help you to become stronger in that area. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's in the mind of a man who is of God. He's not perfect, but that's in his mind. I remember like Nicola was very, even till now it's a struggle, but she's very office. She wouldn't speak. She wouldn't come forward. You know what I mean? And I remember I noticed that, and so I would really work to encourage her to, because I could, if I wanted to, I could steamroll a conversation. But I remember even anything, I would try to give room for her to kind of, to stimulate that thing, to give her input, for her to speak, for her to get used to speaking. That was just the intention. It was never to undermine her or to put her under my heel or whatever, even though at that time it would be very easy because she's very, do you know what I mean? She was very, so if, like you said, it's about the person being of God, having a relationship with the author of love. You can trust in the guy's authority or in his decisions because he has your best decision at heart. If he is of God, he wants to exhort you more than he exhorts himself.
Yeah,
right. That's biblical.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So let's go. Oh gosh, look at the time. These things go quickly, isn't it? But hey, we got some conversations happening here, but I think we're good. All right. Let's go to number 3. Take it away. Oh wait. I've got a video to show you guys. Let's play that video. Go ahead. It's only a few seconds. Go ahead, Judge.
You got to be independent. You have to come to a man from a place of security. If you come to a man from a place of dependence, you're going to be forever obligated to make him happy, and he's going to get sick of you. He thinks you're too clingy. I read that in the compatibility test. Too clingy. You're just in the first year and a half of marriage, year and a half of being together. He doesn't want all of that. He doesn't want to be responsible for you. You should be responsible for you. If he get cranky and you don't like his moodiness, you can step. That's the beauty of being an independent woman.
Debs is giving me that look.
Step.
Yeah.
There was some truths and there was some other stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say?
No, because when she said you can step, I'm thinking, what about working this thing out? The way she said, you can, sorry. When she said, like, you can step, I'm thinking, And then she said, you're too clingy. He doesn't want to be responsible for you. But a husband should be responsible for the wife.
I think
a wife should be responsible for the husband.
Hearing that, I think her, because even Miss Christiani spoke about that clinginess is an insecurity in her.
If you're like looking at yourself and acting vulnerable, then it can be standoffish.
But
like then he's supposed to reassure her as well.
Yeah. But look what she's been taught. Right, this is from the judge. And with all that sassiness, I mean, what do you think, Sabrina?
Well, I know it comes from the judge, but I think she said a year and a half in a relationship. Oh, in a marriage.
Yeah, in the marriage. Yeah.
I thought it was a relationship.
It's a marriage. It's a marriage.
For me, it's like, if a year and a half into the relationship, I'll take it as like a relationship standpoint, and he still doesn't want to be responsible for you, I think I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Get out of it.
But in a marriage, hey, you made that decision, man. What can I say?
But not to just finish. When she said just step, I'm thinking that's not helping.
But you know what the judge said? She said, like, you need to come with independence. You need to come with that strength. Come with something. And there's truth to it. There's truth to it. Because I'm thinking, if I'm a single man like Kel, I'm thinking, like, I'm not looking at I'm looking at her character first, who she is. Is Jesus there? Obviously. But then if she's got skills, I'm like, we're going to do some stuff. If she got skills, how to project manage and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's secondary. But I'm like, that's good. But if she doesn't, I'm like, cool, we learn stuff on the way. Right? In line with what the judge was saying.
Yeah. Because I think that naturally a woman is a helper, right? So she's supposed to help the man. So
that's right.
It's not only her just like waiting for him to like do everything. Like, what do you say? What's your fault? Like, so obviously, there has to be a level of that independence.
Because I'm looking at you, Sabrina, and like that whole couture thing, and I when I heard that like she was dating Shane, dating Shane, and all I see is like Shane being like. You know what I mean? Then I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at Wonder Woman. Like if the guy's not entrepreneurial, he probably end up being entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Like literally, just put them in the room. Like you know what I mean, and start talking. Gonna be entrepreneurial. Yes or no, Selena?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Most
you
definitely.
probably like, no, I'm fine, I'm gonna work here. You know,
Even if he's not entrepreneurial, at least in the profession he's in, I will help him excel.
Absolutely. This is it. This is who you are. This is who you are. This is, and then they're telling you like, don't listen to. I mean, God has a perfect plan. You know. So, but if she doesn't come with all that other stuff. Does she have character? Does she have Jesus, Holy Spirit there? Do we having things that we have, you know? Amen. The other stuff is a bonus. I like what Selena said, and you touched on it before, that like, I'm single. I'll keep working on me. I keep making myself more valuable.
Investing in yourself.
Investing in myself. Oh, there's nothing to do. Where's my husband gonna come? It's because you bored. You ain't doing that. You gotta do something. Church and home ain't enough. You gotta do something. Make yourself more valuable.
That's it. Go out, do something.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Oh, my Lord, winter's coming. Father, idle mind is a playground to the devil. Okay, let's go to number 3.
The Word of God shows that there is a healthy kind of dependence. God never created, never intended for human beings, neither man nor woman, to be self-sufficient. Think about it with me. Back in the beginning, when God created man, he created man first, and then he created woman. And man lived alone for a while, before woman existed. Long before there were any problems, before there was sin, before there were issues or social crises, any kind of problem within him.
When the world was perfect.
When man was in paradise, God looked at that and said, "It is not good for man to live." How? Alone. So, loneliness was never part of God's plan. Self-sufficiency, saying, "I don't need anyone," is not part of God's plan. Not for man, nor for woman. On the contrary, God created one to depend on the other. Did you know that? However, the detail in this verse here lies between these two commas. However, what is it?
It's in the Lord.
This is very important, an important detail here. I in the Lord means in God's plan, and when both man and woman live within this plan. Neither the woman is independent of the man, nor is the man independent of the woman. Meaning, God created both, like the two legs of the body. Which is your better leg? But don't you have a favorite? It's both, right? Because both give me balance. One depends on the other. If it were just one, have you ever tried standing on one leg? You can't do it for long. The whole body ends up suffering. So, one is dependent on the other, and that's how it is. Man depends on woman, and she depends on him. In the Lord. What does in the Lord mean? It means within God's rules. Outside of God's rules, it turns into competition. It becomes rivalry, this idea of who can take more advantage of the other, who can outsmart the other. Before they do it to me, I'll do it to her, I'll do it to him. No, they're not going to do that to me. No way, I'm not going to be a fool. I'll do it first. Outside the Lord, outside God's plans, that's what you see out there. Out there. It's getting married, already thinking about divorce. Shall we get married? Sure. But what will it be like when we get divorced? Let's make a plan, a prenuptial agreement to set the rules for the divorce. In other words, they are already getting married thinking about divorce. That's marriage outside the Lord. So, if you're going to get married outside the Lord, if you're going to get involved with a man or a woman outside the Lord, then here's my advice to you. Find yourself a good lawyer, draw up a proper prenuptial agreement, and if you've got things to lose, you really should prepare yourself for the worst, because outside the Lord there are no rules. It's every man for himself. But if you want something sacred, holy, as God intended, then you're talking about a different world, a different kind of life, which is a marriage where, as I often say, it's the most. It is truly as close to heaven as you will ever possibly have here on earth. There is simply nothing closer to heaven on earth than a good, faithful marriage. Nothing at all. His heart, your very heart, is safely entrusted to her, meaning the man who is the husband of the virtuous woman, that noble woman described in the book of Proverbs. 31. He isn't afraid to trust his wife. He isn't afraid to place his heart in her hands. He's not afraid, quite the opposite of what happens nowadays. Many men are afraid to trust, afraid to open their hearts. And I'm talking about men. I know that sometimes the opposite happens as well. Women are also sometimes afraid to trust men. It goes both ways. But as today the focus is on women, we're talking more about women. So, when this is how she is, as it says in Proverbs, that she does him good all the days of his life, she disarms the man. She disarms him. When you have a marriage in the Lord and you see that the other person truly wants your good and does good to you, you let your guard down.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. There we go. So it's about having a marriage, a relationship in the Lord. If we just put that verse back up on the screen that Bishop read, 1 Corinthians 11:11. You know that the Bible used to be just scrolls, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think it was in the 16th century, I'm not too sure. That's when they started to add chapters and verses. But sometimes the way these chapters and verses come up, it's like it was already planned. Like 1 Corinthians 11:11, it's like those are numbers that all fit within each other. Yeah. Nevertheless, neither is a man independent of woman, nor a woman independent of man in the Lord. That completely abolishes the current culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And that's what I was saying. It's all about societal pressures. Things that come in that dictate the way people should supposedly be. But because you've got that DNA inside you, you're going to battle against that. You're going to hold on to God's law instead. And you'll find that most people who've been battling against God's law are in positions later on in life where they're still struggling with the whole thing. And those who, we'll say the word like submitted, but it's not submitted, right? You see they're living in fruition instead. It's plain in your sight. You know, if you had to put it through, if you had to do a scientific test and look at it, you know, the examples you see, it's there. You know, why are we battling it? Because we're making the rest up.
Yeah. It's human beings. We've always been against God. Since they're in the garden, we're just trying to do things our own way. Anybody want to chime into what Bishop said? Anyone else? Nope. All right, because we've got one more part. I think we could sneak that one in. Selena, you okay over there? Yeah, just wave if you want to chime in.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just glad what Bishop was saying about in Proverbs 31.
Yes.
It's helped me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. When we have God's direction, it just silences all the nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then imagine you have someone that is resistant to God. You know, we're in church. You know, when everyone comes to church, they want to find someone. They still have a desire for love or, you know, relationship, but they haven't sought first the kingdom of God, right? Oh gosh, where was my chain of thought? So, but for example, so the person's resisting giving their life to God fully, but they want someone in the church.
Horse before the cart.
Horse before the cart.
Yeah.
They get that person and they treat them badly. Yeah. They can't surrender to the person. They can't submit to the person. It just becomes a nightmare. They're in their emotions doing what they feel because their emotions and feelings override what God says.
You know, it's really funny because when you're out there in the world, you make a lot of mistakes. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes at the end of the day. But if we knew God from the beginning, we wouldn't have done those things we did. Yeah. We wouldn't have messed up with those ways and still we have no struggles. So that experience in itself should be able to put somebody on the right track.
Ideally, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, but then we got VYG coming up through VYG. Then you have to work your way, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like I mean, people have experiences like when they're young because they want to get into the dating game and societal pressure. But you know, the father. Let's go to. I got one more video to show you. Actually, no. Go ahead. Play number 4, the final one. Is Bishop coming today? Okay.
You open your heart to the person, but then you say, "But Renato and Chris, Men these days are so childish. Men today are so immature, so irresponsible, so much this, so much that. My husband is like this, like that, like this, all right, even. I agree, I see that too. I can see it. If you want to cry on my shoulder, we can cry together. I feel the pain of women. I feel the pain of seeing so many men like this. Childish. I understand. But you can't just flip a switch and make your husband, who, when you married him, was still a boy, you can't just flip a switch and suddenly make him mature. What will he have to do? He will have to learn. And just as the Bible says that Jesus learned, even Jesus learned through the things he suffered, your husband will have to have the opportunity to make mistakes. Not sin. I'm talking about making mistakes in the sense of trying to be a man, trying to be responsible, trying to get things right. He will make mistakes. Just like everyone makes mistakes, just like you do. Are you a strong woman today, just because you got everything right your whole life? No, you're strong because you also made mistakes and got back up, dusted yourself off, and overcame. So, you're strong because of the struggles you've been through. Yes or no? I don't know any strong woman who is strong just because she was born strong. I know women made strong because of their past. So maybe you had to grow up, mature faster, you had to go through situations that made you stronger. Maybe your husband didn't have that. But you married him, you chose him. So now, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to create space within boundaries, space for him to act, for him to take the initiative. Even when you, who are already stronger, maybe already ahead, you look at it and think, that's not going to work. That's not going to work, my goodness. Within a calculated risk, you're not going to let him put the family at risk, or your lives at risk, but within sound reason, you say, no, let's let him do it. He'll have to learn through experience. He'll become strong, mature, through the opportunities you allow him to have. Through the mistakes he'll have to make in order to develop that maturity. Without you later. Very important, ladies. Without, after he's made a mistake, which you already knew he was going to make, you already knew it was all going to go wrong, you going up to him and saying, didn't I tell you? For the love of God, don't do that. All right? Never say those words to your husband. I told you so. Even if you did warning. It won't work. So you'll have to let it slide. And in the meantime, the things you can't change with time, with patience, with you waiting, setting an example, showing respect, which will help him grow and develop, the other things that won't change through your strength, your cleverness, your strategies, and so on. You'll have to sort those out with God at the altar. That's what you have to believe in. And you have to believe that there is a strong man for you. Instead of saying, oh, because men, as if you were up there and all the men in the world were down here, instead of doing that, you make yourself unreachable. Believe that this strong man at your level exists. Believe that he exists. That's the first step for you to believe that he exists. And forget about all the men on the face of the earth, because you only need... How many? Just one. So stop criticizing men. You only need one. Believe that this one exists. And if you are in the Lord, you can be sure that he will provide that encounter. Amen. Is that clear?
Absolutely amazing. Obviously the AI accents affected everybody here in the studio. Yeah. But we got the essence, and there's nothing wrong with a woman being strong. You know what I mean? It's just how to apply that strength, which was to actually help the guy. A woman doesn't become the perfect woman overnight, right? She works on herself in secret when she's single, but that development continues in a marriage relationship. Just in the same way, when you get this man, he hasn't learned how to do husband in God's way. he has to learn. And so Bishop Renato is saying to us, look, give him grace, help him to become that guy. You know, so it was really good. So woman, there's nothing wrong with being strong. It's great. Yep, so just to wrap up, Debs, final words.
Yes, just like what Bishop Renato was trying to say. He was basically explaining that a woman's experience of, you know, like her being strong is because of the difficult things that she's been through. But for me, whether you've gone through bad things or not, you still have to be respectful to
Beautiful.
your husband.
Love it. Sabrina Mason. Miss Mason.
Brain is blank.
Yeah, but final words? Okay. Kel, before we go to Selena Green?
I mean, all I can say is if you believe and agree with what you've heard here today, like, join us for LT tonight at 8 p.m.
Love it.
It's great.
Drop it like it's hot.
I think it's singles hour, isn't it?
Singles hour tonight?
So 7 p.m. as
7
well.
p.m. here in the Rainbow Theatre. Love it.
And then 8 p.m.
All right.
seminar. Yeah.
Selena Green. Yeah, final thoughts.
Just to say, it's great to be a strong woman.
It's great to be a strong woman. Yeah.
So that you.
Oh no.
We're not here. It's a
We
bit
couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, I was saying, strong woman with.
Being a strong woman with God.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah. Chris, final words?
I'd say, first of all, you've got to break down when you say strong, what is strong? Then it's good to have a strong woman with you. At the end of the day, you've got to complement each other, and respect is ultimate. It's oxygen.
Fantastic. Beautiful. All right. Yes,
My final words are,
yes.
So for myself, what I've taken from this is to, no matter what I've been through as a strong woman, as a previous strong woman, but to create that space for my husband as well, to, you know, let him let him be the man.
Be the man that God wants him to be.
Yeah.
That's it. You're part of that journey.
Yes.
You're part of it. You're praying by yourself, but now you've got more to pray for. Because now we're the next level up. We've got the guy. Well, we've got the girl. All right, guys. So this is it. It's been great. So strong isn't the issue. How strength is carried and received is the issue. Make sure you join us next week Thursday for the next Love Talk seminar. Next Relationship Power Thursday and the Love Talk seminar tonight. I want to finish the show now, but as we're finishing the show, I've got one video that I've been desiring to fire during the whole show this time, but just kind of show the essence. It's only 3 seconds.
Okay.
Pastor Gabriel, can I show it? Or yep. Oh, fantastic. So watch this clip, guys. Have a look at this. This is the independent, strong woman. That one to the side. That one. Yeah, that's the one. Go ahead. This is from. Just play it. We're good.
PSA to all you men. Us women, we tired of getting disrespected.
That's right.
Y'all men want to be leaders. We want to be leaders too.
Yup.
Y'all men want to get money. We want to get money too.
Money.
Y'all men want to pay the bills. We want to pay the bills too. Y'all men want to propose. Hell, we want to get on one knee and propose too.
Whoa.
It's time for us women to stand up. Don't touch me. It's time for us women to take the lead. It's time for us women to pay for the first date. It's time for us to mow the lawn. It's time for us to do this.
Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.